So I just came back. I sat in the woods for an hour in complete silence. Well, I got there and I spoke to God for a while, and I brought up some like just this feeling of discouragement that I've been having in terms of like, you know, my views. Like a lot of my videos have like my average video account is view as 0 views. And when I first started, I thought at 10 views, I thought there would be some like at least some progression. But after 67 videos, there's still no views. You know what I mean? And so I just started getting discouraged about that because like I know I'm saying good things because when people in my life or like watch my videos, they have good things to say about it and like whatever it is. So I don't know. I was just feeling discouraged, so I brought up to God this feeling of discouragement, and I was like, how do I feel like the devil's tried to attack me in so many ways throughout my life in terms of like, he tried to get me to off myself a couple of times. He tried to get me to spiritually off myself by staying in addiction, and he's tried every corner and every chance he's taken. He's tried to stop me. For a while, like there was like this strong feeling of resistance towards like opening up the Bible. Like I feel like I just was dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare, and I was like, is this the devil's last hoorah is this feeling of discouragement? So I said, God, can you help me with that? And a while ago, I watched this video and this about like not hearing the voice of God, and this guy was kind of just like, well, yeah, a lot of people just talk to God, and then when they're done, they get up and leave, but they don't sit in silence and just listen. They don't sit in silence, and so I just sat in silence for like, I don't know, like 45 minutes. I just sat in silence in the woods. And I don't know, I got emotional a couple times. I cried a couple times, like, because at some point I was like, God, are you I broke my silence. Like, are you lonely? You must be lonely. You don't have like colleagues to talk, friends to tell about your creation, or like people to show, you know. And like, I don't know. I got sad about that. I was thinking of God as like this lonely creature, just like me sitting in these woods by myself. Like, does he sit at the top of the throne by himself? Um, and then I sat in silence for a while, and then I got up, and right before I left, I looked up at I'm in the woods. There's this big pond surrounded by trees, and I'm just sitting at the bank, and I look up, and I see all of the leaves from the tree falling down into the water. And I thought, I don't know, it just put a smile on my face. I was like, does a tree ever get discouraged when it sees that its leaves are falling off into the water? Or does it know that it'll grow more? Like is a tree ever discouraged? And that might seem silly, but I was just looking at trees and like, does a tree ever think to itself, man, I can't grow anymore, like I'm done growing, like I can't grow in terms of height, I can't grow any more leaves, like, you know like, what if a branch of a tree breaks off, does it get sad about it? You know what I mean? Like, I was really thinking about that, and then I was looking down at the ants, and I was like, you know does an ant go to its colony with its food and expect the colony to praise them, or praise the ant for like bringing the food? Like, does it expect the colony to glaze him? Like, no, it's just like something innate that it does is bring food to the colony. Just like a tree's innate ability is to grow and to produce oxygen, right? And so I thought about myself. I'm like, I forgot why I started this in the first place. And what is the innate ability that I had, that I was born with? My innate ability as a human being is that I am of worth, that I am of value, and that I was born into this world with peace. Obviously, like babies are born into this world crying, but in terms of their spirit, in terms of like their curiosity, in terms of like how they value other people's perceptions, it's little to none. Like babies, and they don't care. Like, if you think they're being weird or they're crying too much, they're gonna keep crying. They don't care that they're like eating like a freaking rock. They're gonna eat the rock. And so I thought to myself, I never started this. Like like why am I relying on the external validation of others to determine my innate value? Like, innately, my one of my greatest gifts is my tongue, right? And my way with words and my articulation, and it's always been that way. And I've always been a man of the people, but I'm not a man. Like, I wasn't a man of the people after the people came. I was a man of the people first, and then people come after that, right? It's like, of course I would like to have people hear my words in hopes that like it may help them or they may relate or whatever. But that's not why I do this. You know, just like the tree grows, I grow as a human, and it's not something I should be like look. The tree doesn't look around being like, "Yo, trees, you see me growing over here?" Like, and if they say no, or if nobody sees the tree, does it stop growing? Does it get sad and it just shrinks? Does it get sad and it dies? Like, no, it doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? The tree doesn't ask permission to grow, and like, you know, I've been discouraged about people like not seeing my stuff or like the algorithm treating me in a certain way. I've been like letting that get to me. But I'm like, why? That wasn't why I started this. I started this for me, and I'm so proud of myself for like almost at 70 videos. Whether people see it or not, I don't care because it's about catharsis. It's about me just putting my voice out there. And maybe someday people will see this, and that'll be cool. And maybe one day I'll have a community, and that'll be cool. But a community isn't bred out of insecurity and out of my necessity to externally validate myself. A community is bred because I'm internally validated, and people are attracted towards me because I'm like someone that like radiates peace, love, and you know, and it's like light energy, right? And so when I got up, and after that 45 minutes, I finally got up and I saw the message. I asked him to give me, how do I deal with this discouragement? And he provided me with an answer. And I walked with a smile all the way home. Like, I'm like, ah. And also just sitting in silence in nature is just so peaceful. And I almost got up after 6 minutes. I was like, oh man, I'm tired. My butt kind of hurts. Like the bugs are eating me up. And I looked at my phone, and it only had been 6 minutes. And I thought to myself, God, my patience with you runs out after 6 minutes. Like, how sad is that? I can't even endure some bug bites while I wait to listen for your word. And so I endured a little bit longer, and then I kind of just got lost in the nature. I got lost in being in the present, and I was just like in awe, and it was so peaceful. And it's interesting. Like cars from a distance sound like waves crashing. It's a very, I don't know. It sounds like it almost sounds like the beach when you hear the high, like the cars passing. It sounds like you're at the beach. So I don't know. I was just in awe, and it was like, I don't know if you have seen Full Metal Alchemist, but it's like when Edward and his brother get sent to like the island by their trainer, like in the first like 10 episodes, or we get sent. I don't forget what episode we get sent to the island. They're like, you know, come to me when you figure this out. And finally, they figured it out, and it was like this idea. Like they realized that everything is just energy. Like everything is alchemy. Things are always becoming. Things are always transforming. Energy is always like moving and transforming and changing and and things are being created and destroyed, but not really. They're just being transmuted. And so I don't know. I was like looking down at these ants and these leaves, and I was like, I've been looking for out. I've been getting discouraged because I'm looking outwardly for peace and for status for validation, but that is just something that I innately have and that I've always had, and I have to remember and come back to that. And so I thank God. I got up and I said, thank you for that. Thank you for showing me what's the truth, and thank you for showing me this beautiful message. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night with my friends, with Julianne. I'm going back home tomorrow. Going on a cruise on Sunday, and yeah, I'm gonna continue to post. I'm always gonna post because it feels right. I love doing this, so I'm gonna continue to post. I'm gonna continue getting better. I'm gonna continue to grow, not because I have to, but because that's like just innate. You're always growing, whether you like to admit it or not. You know what I mean? and I'll continue to center God. Sorry, I got cut out, but all I was gonna say is, yeah, I'm just gonna continue to center God in my life, and yeah, I love Him. I think I'm very proud of myself, and I think He's proud of me too. And so I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, guys, girls, gays, queers, they, them, z's, or any, all, everyone, anyone. Have a beautiful rest of your Friday night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on a beautiful Saturday. Maybe a video with my sister and Julianne. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but all right, 10-4.